Hello. So in this video, we're going to keep going with the balloon pop tutorial, and we want to get it to where the balloons pop, right? So when we click on them, then we don't see them anymore. So I think we have an idea that we're going to use an if statement here, because right now we are drawing all the balloons, but we don't want to draw some of them. The for loop is going to repeat for everything that's in there. So we need to mix in an if statement somewhere to say, yes, I do want to draw this one, but no, I don't want to draw this other one. So what we are going to do then is to try to figure out where is that drawing thing happening. Now you might think it's in the function draw balloon, and I suppose we could do something here, but I'd rather leave it alone. It just defines how to draw a balloon. We want to see where I actually call the function, because that's what decides when to call it, how many times to call it, for which balloon to call it. Right, so that's in the function draw itself. Inside this for loop, that's when we actually call the function draw balloon with this balloon. So this is the thing that I want to be controlled by an if statement. So let's just start with that syntax at least. So an if statement, greater than 2, which is true just to kind of get started. Open curly brace, and then I'm going to close the curly brace after I call draw balloon, balloons brackets I. And I'm just going to tab this over to make it look a little nicer. All right, so you can see how the if statement has surrounded that. And I actually have 3 sets of closing curly braces here. The inside one is the if statement that happens over and over inside of this for loop that happens inside of function draw. Now, I definitely want to change this here to make it based on whether I've clicked on it or not. So I need a variable of some kind, or a property, something like that. So it has something to do with the balloon. Each balloon is going to decide whether I should see it or not see it. So in that create balloon function, that's where I'm going to add a new property. Let's say new balloon dot. I'm going to say active, maybe alive or whatever. And then, when they're created, I'm going to set that to true so that it is an active balloon. I want to see it. I want to do collisions with it. Right? And then you can see that's probably going to mix in that if statement there. But think about when should that now be false? When is the balloon not going to be active? Okay, but that will be when I click on it. So if I go down to, mouse click starts the process, but then it's mouse versus balloon. That's when I actually determine, did I click on it or not? So if it's the case that I did click on this balloon, I could keep this, I suppose. But what I really want to do is to say b dot active equals false. Now I've changed that data there, and I can use that different data to control whether I see it or don't see it. So on the right here, where I made that if statement, compare something to something else. So I want to know if balloons brackets I dot active. I could say equals true. I think I'll just leave it there. Technically, I could just leave that out even because it's supposed to be true or false anyway. But I'll just write it this way. Notice the 2 equal signs here. All right, so if balloons.active is true, I'm not changing it, I'm asking the question. That's why I need 2 equal signs. All right, so as long as that is the case, then draw the balloon. All right, if this is false, then it's just not going to draw the balloon. All right, so now once I play that, I should be able to pop the balloons. All right, I don't know if you're seeing like the red circle pop up. That's the screen casting thing that I'm doing. So that's not part of the game. All right, but I did get the balloons to disappear. I know it is a little bit, if they're laying on top of each other, then the collision happens with all of them, and that's okay for now. We could certainly improve that a little bit later on. Yeah, so I can get all the different balloons to pop here. So it's really simple. Just kind of go around and click on them, pop them to make them all go away. So we can think about how to make this a little bit more of a game going forward.